Our first hack alone today, we're a little bit nervous.
Hello, welcome back to Riding with Ree with me and Ted. Today is a pretty special day in our calendar. After a lot of work riding alone in the straw field on the farm and some restrictions being lifted to the UK lockdown, today Ted and I are going to go for our first hack alone on the road. If you enjoyed today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, leave me any questions or comments below, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Ted is my first horseshoe, so I'm showing all of my tips and tricks for that, as well as tips for new riders and new owners. I'll see you on the horse. Okay, Ted is all tacked up, and just before we head off on our first hack alone on the road, I want to talk you through some of the equipment that I've chosen for today and why. Firstly, for me, I have my hat and a set of gloves. I also have a fluorescent tabard so that everyone can see us. And you'll notice that I've picked Ted's blue number, which is pretty bright. He's a grey horse, so he's easy to spot anyway, but I'd recommend picking a bright number when you're hacking so you can be seen easily. I'll also be wearing my body protector. I always hack Ted out in a body protector, even if I'm in company, because he has a tendency to rear. I know a lot of people don't hack in body protectors, but I would suggest that if you're doing something like this, which is new and the risk of something going a little bit wrong is higher, I'd recommend wearing a body protector. Right, let's get hacking. So exciting to be hacking again. I can't wait to take you on this ride with me. So I got on in the school because Ted had a day off the day before I did this, and I wanted to do a quick walk and trot, see how he was feeling. A little bit fresh and energetic as always, but nothing crazy. So we headed out. I'd actually opened our first gate for us, so it was easier to go through. It's hard to open from the other side, and I didn't want to add any more stress to our day. It was already going to be a little bit stressful walking on our own, so we just shut it from the other side rather than having to do the opening and the shutting as well. Ted is actually really good at pushing gates with his chest to make them close. I don't know if this is something that someone else has taught him or something he's just picked up on his own, but it's very, very useful, except when you're trying to pull a gate open and it doesn't push the other way. But you know, I haven't had that problem yet. It's a conscious decision to start the hack going out of the land via a wood because I want him to relax first without any traffic. So going out through a woodland allows us just to do that. And we've been up here before and literally walked around the wood and then come home. So this should feel pretty normal. But this time we're just adding a little bit of road onto it. Now normally I would open this gate on him, but today we've got enough stress with being by ourselves and riding on the road. So I'm going to get off and do this gate. I just want to make things as easy as possible today. We can always tackle that gate another time, but this is our first and the only time we can do our first hack alone on the road, so I want that to go well for us. Good boy. Now, we're very lucky in this wood that we have a bunch of logs that we can use to get back on, so that is incredibly useful. So whilst Ted and I wander over to the log, I want to take a moment to talk about the equipment that I have on my saddle today and why I've chosen it. So I'm just going to pause the video there and show you what I've got on my saddle. You can see that I have a rope which is twisted up and I have a small tag. Let's keep walking through the forest and I'm going to explain what these things are for. Firstly, let's talk about the red rope. That is knotted up so that it's not going to get tangled anywhere, but I would keep this on my saddle when I'm hacking so that if I ever have to get off, if we have to deal with an obstacle, if something's going wrong and I need to lead Ted somewhere, it just gives me a little bit more flexibility than his reins, particularly as his reins are attached to his martingale. I'd have to undo his martingale, take his reins over his head. It just means I can leave everything in place and use the rope if I need to. The second item I have there is a tag. This is sort of like a luggage tag and it has Ted's name, it has where he lives, it has his owner's number, and there's just a little note from me that says, if you found me, I'm probably lost and alone, so please give me a pat and tell me it's okay. This is there just in case the very worst happens. If Ted and I get separated and I fall off, I want to know that if he runs off somewhere, whoever gets him is going to know how to get him home as quickly as possible and that he's always going to be safe. A little bit of Ted trivia. This is actually where I had my first fall with this gate. We were coming through it the other way and Ted spooked, my stirrup came off, and so did I. I didn't even catch it on the GoPro, which was honestly the worst bit. What is the point of falling off if you're not even able to share it? My GoPro had cut out about 10 minutes before, so that was a bit of a disappointment.
Stand, baby. Hi. Ooh. Easy. Our first hack alone today. We're a little bit nervous, Ted. Good boy. Yeah, just back round. Nothing crazy.
No, just want to make sure we'll take a different road.
Oh no, it's all right. He'll be fine. He's just a bit lucky, so just give him a little bit of space.
I don't know if you caught that, but those walkers just offered to take a different route to give Ted some space on his first hack alone, which I thought was so sweet. And we are officially now having our first ride together ever on the tarmac alone, so very exciting.
Yeah, good boy. Yeah, good boy. So brave. That's it.
I'm also about to get lost for basically the rest of the ride because I can't work out how to get into the wood, which route I should take, and then when I'm in the wood I'm not sure, and of course along the way I'm trying to stop to look at Google Maps. Ted disagrees, he doesn't want to stand still. Ted's an adventurer, okay? He doesn't even care which direction we're going in, he doesn't care if we're going away from home, towards home, he just wants to be moving, which is a problem when I'm trying to get out my phone and figure out where we're going a lot of the time.
Stand and be patient. Don't be stressy, just stand. Good boy.
So after stopping about 3 times, I go into this wood and then immediately realise it's not the right path because there's this massive log that I've never seen before. So we make our way back out of the wood and kind of go back the way we came, and then Ted has a real paddy with me. He's finally fed up of me looking at Google Maps.
Where on earth do we go to get out of here, Teddy? Stand now. Stand.
The wind starts blowing in a second, and because we're under a tree, he just freaks out a little bit, so we have to get out from under it.
Ted? Pack it in, just stand. Stand up while I look at this map. Stop it. Teddy!
So we're back in the wood, we take one more wrong turn, and then I recognise where I am because I've cantered up this slope before, and we are back on track.
Don't trot downhill.
Once I'm confident that we are back on the bridleway where we are supposed to be and we are safe, I ask for a little trot and we have our first little canter alone in the wood. So funny because usually if you've seen any of my other videos you know that Ted is like always like first in front, wants to go very fast, whatever, but when we were by ourselves he was like a little bit left, a little bit right, not quite sure, a little bit wobbly. I was like, oh, I see, all that confidence only comes with other horses, does it? It's quite funny to see the other side of him. So we're almost home now, and honestly I really can't fault him. He's been absolutely excellent, even with me stopping about 5 times. He really didn't get frustrated with me until the last few minutes, and honestly my sense of direction is terrible, so he's put up with a lot. And if you can hear in the background that kind of drilling, in a moment we have to go past that house that's doing all the drilling, and he is an absolute saint.
Good boy. Right. You're a good boy.
So this is the last little bit of our hack, but also the busiest, and cars can come quite quickly down this road, so I'm super happy with him. I cannot wait to take him out for more adventures on our own on the weekends and go for nice long hacks and share that with you. He really has been absolutely excellent. I feel like all of our hard work during lockdown and beforehand has paid off, so clever boy Teddy.
First hack alone on the road, Jackie? First hack alone on the road?
Yeah, where'd you go?
Well, we went up through the wood, got a bit lost for a little bit.
Always fun.
Great, especially with a horse that won't stand still while you look at the map.